Chicago Sings is Porchlight Music Theater's annual fundraiser. It started well over a dozen years ago, and this year we decided to do musicals that have appeared on Broadway, either inspired by or written by or are about in some way the genre of rock and roll.
Linda, do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Music directing in COVID times, it's a new world.
I mean, this is literally like being shot out of a cannon and crossing your fingers that it all comes together in your 20-minute block of taping. But I think we've all learned over the last year and a half how to do it now.
There's much more pre-production, pre-rehearsal work that happens. There's a lot of pre-recording of piano tracks and vocal guides so that people can rehearse from home. But then it was really exciting to get all of those folks together finally in the space and to sort of hear all of these divergent pieces come together.
You can't give too much information because you don't get to rehearse. So you're hoping that you give all the correct information and that the actor can then take it, use it, and come back and it's what your vision of it was. And I think in almost every case it exceeded my expectations. So it was a really great finished project, I think.
We've got a company of 8 dancers. We've got backup singers. We've got the actors playing their own instruments, guitars, ukuleles, drums, plus just a killer 5-musician band. So it's got a lot more than we've normally done in a live production. A lot of times people are coming here and they're meeting performers who become their favorites around Chicago and Broadway in the future. And that's certainly going to be the same with this edition of Chicago Sings.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I know every time we walk into a room, like walking into the room to do this with other artists, it feels like, wow, here we are again. Like you really embrace that moment of we're back.
You know, it's been a tough year, and I think that this show is such a glimmer of hope. It's such a light at the end of what has been a really long, dark tunnel. But to start coming back together and bringing together ensemble singing and dance and bringing together larger collections of musicians, it just feels like everyone just came so prepared and so ready to dive in and get back in the space and do the thing that we've been missing so much over the past year. Artists and Porchlight, once we're on the other side of this, are going to be ready to tear up stages, both in the city and around the country.
We think of musicals being musicals, but rock has really had an unbelievable influence. It's just a great fusion of all of it coming together from the very beginning to literally what is happening on Broadway right now.
I think you're going to just have a fantastic time on this journey through rock and roll and musical theater. You're going to see some old favorites and some new artists that are going to inspire you.
You're going to hear music that you have never heard before. You're going to see performers you've never heard before, and it's going to really inspire you to want to get back to the theater.